I don't want to mince my words on this. The Judgement is a bad killer with a skill ceiling that is comically high. If I had to describe this killer in 6 simple words, it would be easy to dodge, hard to use. The Judgement is a permanent 110 killer that has terrible anti-loop and no mobility, which is funny considering she has 4 legs and wings. Her power is terrible for multiple reasons. Her beam is incredibly easy to dodge, it's incredibly hard to use, with margins of error thinner than paper, and has an incredibly long animation lock that grants survivors free escapes. Oh my god, it's so long for her to recover from the strike. Oh. Dude, it locks you out so long if you miss a beam. She's a glorified M1 killer that has the small possibility to get a snipe, while most of her add-ons and advantages require survivors to become heretics to actually become useful, or to proc at all. The problem with this is if you can't hit any shots, which is very likely you won't be able to, they will never become heretics. I can't exile anyone because I can't hit the shots because the shots are terrible, or the power's terrible. Then you have to rely on them either teabagging or emoting at you, but this has the same problem as killers like Plague, because the survivors have the ability to just not give you your power. All they have to do is not teabag or emote at you, and you're left basically completely powerless. Oh, also, surprise, they can still emote at you if they just spam a cancel emote tech. The idea of Exile is good on paper until you actually see it in use. Survivors can add a whole 5 seconds of endurance, elusive, and haste, which is stronger than current base game mechanics. All they have to do is run around the Exile map holding M2 while avoiding super easy to dodge beams. Also, it takes literally 2 seconds to save someone from Exile, and the status can be camped and exploited by Swifts. Also, let's say you're playing a really dominant game and have down and exiled multiple survivors, and it only takes 1 survivor performing the save for everyone to be released. Does that remind you of anything? And they just get back up. Something from the Black Banquet being made a base game mechanic. I wonder if anyone predicted this. And mark my words, if we killer mains do not send a message that this is not okay and we do not accept it, elements from this event will be added to the normal game, whether it be in the form of perks or added through base kit. Oh, and by the way, when you pull your teammate out, they spawn right next to you, so you can insta-heal them because the killer doesn't get a notification of where they are, unlike with unhooks. Another thing to note is all perks that proc when you hook a survivor, they do not work when you exile someone. Now, these are the statements I'm hearing the most in defense of the Judgement, and I just want to address them really quickly.
She's OP because she can sit in the middle of a map and shoot her beam at gens.
I don't agree with this, and the biggest reason is you can literally see and hear her beam coming at you from a mile away. This killer, like all killers, is easily defeated if you just pay attention to your surroundings. I mean, look at this. You can literally see the beam through walls. Well, let's just say for the sake of argument that this is a super strong meta strategy, which it isn't. Is this really what we want the killer role to become? Just standing in the middle of a map, throwing out random 50-50s and hoping they hit something? I certainly don't want that. I want both sides of the game to be challenging, fun, and reward intelligent gameplay, and this is not that.
She has anti-loop, you just have to 360 with the beam.
So the answer to her having 0 anti-loop is to charge the beam, spin around mid-chase, losing all sight of the survivor you're chasing, hope that your timing and aim is completely perfect, and hope even harder that the survivor is both blind and unable to move, then spin back around to see if you won that 50-50. This is so obvious, telegraphed, and unreliable. No one in their right mind can consider this any type of anti-loop. No one's going to be falling for this for any substantial amount of time. Again, pay attention to your surroundings, and this tech is rendered completely useless.
You just have to practice with her.
As far as practicing with her, I did give her a fair shake. I played about 5 games with her. I waited 20 to 35 minutes in between each game because the killer queues were that crazy. Can I get this 3rd game so I can stop playing this terrible ASIM? I tried, guys, and every single game it just got worse and worse. I have zero desire to learn a killer that has been purposely designed to be as difficult as possible to use, especially in this terrible game state that feels like taking a seat in the ball kicking machine. Another thing I keep hearing is, she's S tier in the right hands. This is absolutely untrue cope with flawed logic. This can be said about literally any killer in the game, even Perkless Trapper. It's not the right person playing the killer, it's the right people playing Survivor. Listen, my point in all this is that Survivor has never been easier than it currently is, and the new community killer requires you to have a master's in geometry to use effectively, while once again we get busted survivor perks that require 0 skill to use, and all the while I'm supposed to believe that this is the best killer that's ever been released. I wanted to like this killer, but I just can't. Her design and sound effects are cool, but that's about all I can say that's positive about her. I'm open to hearing other opinions, but at this point I really do believe that this is a low tier killer. Yeah, this killer's like maximum C tier, and it's a low C tier. That's all I currently have to say on the matter. I do have other thoughts about how Behavior handled this PTB and the community aspect of things, so if you want to hear me go on and on about that stuff, just let me know in the comments. Also, quick reminder, I do make other content besides DBD stuff, so if you want to check any of that out, feel free to. I'll catch everyone next time. Bye.
Okay, he's engaging,
My name is Andrew Dingus.
Okay, it makes
Have fun with that, Gladdy. It's gonna be a fun time with Gladdy.
I'm gonna die again and again and again.
Oh my god, look at the point looks disgusting. Okay. Now, men, cease your dancing. Take him away.
Seize him.